Chasing 166, Bangladesh seem to be in trouble as they need 107. Required run rate is creeping up, it's closing up on 10. Open Powell, the partnership of 83 in the end, made sure that they got to a very challenging total, it seems like. The home side, let's take you on a ride. Beautiful Rangamati, the Chittagong Hill tracks of Bangladesh.
10. Come in.
Chasing 166, Bangladesh seem to be in trouble as they need 107. Required run rate is creeping up, it's closing up on 10. Open Powell, the partnership of 83 in the end, made sure that they got to a very challenging total, it seems like. The home side, let's take you on a ride. Beautiful Rangamati, the Chittagong Hill tracks of Bangladesh, famous for its natural beauty, including Kaptai Lake surrounded by hills, rivers and waterfalls like Shobalong Waterfall, known for its rich tribal culture and history, evident in attractions, plenty of them, greenery, monasteries. Fantastic place to be. You're around here, you want to have a good time in nature. This is what has transpired so far in this first T20I of the Dutch Bangladesh series. West Indies winning the toss and putting up 165 on the board in response. With 11 overs to go, Bangladesh are 59 for 5. It was Hope and Powell who kept the hope alive. Some lusty blows. Whenever it was full, they were not hesitant to charge. And against faster bowlers, full toss punished. Wings deployed plenty of times. Hope and Powell leading Chattogram up in his 100 T20I. As they reached a total of 165, those two batters put together 83. In response, Bangladesh are 59 for 5. They've lost quick 5 wickets. There are some technical issues here at the ground with the floodlights, so there will be further delay. We'll be back soon when we have good news with us. good for the play to resume here in Chattogram. This is the first T20I of the Dutch Bangla Bank series between Bangladesh and West Indies. 59 for 5. Tawhid Hridoy still in the middle. Bangladesh have to go anywhere near the target. They need something special from him. It'll be Romario Shepherd to bowl his second over. Two is the call. Bowler going after the ball himself and denying that second run to the Bangladesh batters.
I think the difference is when you look at how both teams have handled themselves with the bat. Lovely delivery, quick, good carry to the keeper. What stood out for me from the West Indies batting perspective was 7 4s and 11 6s. It's really stood out. Ensured they get going in the last 3 to 5 overs. It looked at one stage that perhaps 150 would have been ideal, but some super hitting.
Lost the ball, he's lost the ball. Sent back rightly by Hridoy. Boundaries and sixes you mentioned, but also by the timing of it, how they initially took time.
Lucky the ball didn't travel, it just dropped dead. Otherwise it would have actually come back towards the batter after hitting the pitch. Thanks to that wonderful partnership between Rahman Powell and Shai Hope.
Let's not forget that even Rahman Powell initially was not middling the ball as well as he'd like. He took a bit of time. Got the opportunity to interview him mid-innings, and he mentioned that maybe 10 runs more would have been a good total, but as of now it seems like they've got the total.
No, he started it all, didn't really time the ball earlier in his innings, and then he hit 4 sixes, consecutive sixes. 83 the partnership and 48 for the fourth wicket.
Absolutely, and they took their time, but then put the Bangladesh bowlers under pressure, which is sort of lacking in this innings. The only time the Bangladesh batters put some pressure on the West Indies bowlers was when Tanzil Hasan Tamim and Saif Hassan were in the middle.
Yeah, the opening partnership worth only 16 runs. It doesn't really matter if you hit a couple of boundaries. The problem is, if you do get out, then your team is in trouble.
Be the fourth single of this over. Halfway through the innings, Bangladesh 63 for 5.
It's a huge conundrum for Bangladesh. 103 to get in 10 overs. Just the 5 wickets in hand. They've got to just balance between attack and defense and be selective and get the couple of runs. They've just got every other delivery. A brace here, a brace there, boundary there. That'll be what they'll need on a consistent basis if they're going to chase that target. Very difficult task, Maha.
Now required rate at 10.27. It's not going to be easy. One of these batters, ideally Tawhid Hridoy, got to play one of the bestest knocks we've seen in T20 history for Bangladesh to win this game. And on the other hand,
We expect Tanzim-Hassan Shakib, who's no mug with the bat. Lose the call, but just settling for a single. No mug with the bat, along with Rishad Hussain. Play those cameos to try and chase down a one score of 166.
Definitely gettable, but it is the next 5 overs that's going to be the decider. If Bangladesh can score around the 8 mark, 8-9 mark consistently with Rishad, we just saw there being able to play cameos very quickly would be the opportunity. But at the moment, they're going sensibly. I think playing the ball to its merit, just milking the runs.
A Scott for the Bangladesh side. The all-rounders Mahdi Hassan, Nasumam, Rishad. Surprised with the omission of Saifuddin from bowled so well in the last game up in Sharjah, the series that Bangladesh won 3-0. Return Kumar Das was not in that Scott. Yeah, it's an automatic choice. That's a good shot. Short, quicker, set up beautifully. And Tanzim-Hassan Shakib smashed it towards mid-wicket for a nexus play boundary.
It's taken a bit of time in coming, but what a relief. That will ease a lot of the pressure. Just waited for that short delivery to come on to him. A little bit of a swivel with the placement of the ball in the right area.
Yeah, good shot. Picked up pretty early, and as we speak, the mid-wicket becomes slightly straighter. And that's what KDPI does really well. His comeback delivery is really good, and bowl wickets to wicket, not giving. That's a rare loose delivery put away to a boundary.
And yet you can hope to do that. It's an 8-run over. Maybe they'll just pick on this last ball. It does, but it does not find the gap in the field. 11 overs done, 71 for 5.
Kumar Das missed the series of Afghanistan. They sailed away into the Scott. Saifuddin, as we spoke earlier, in my opinion, very, very unlucky, considering did decently well in the last game, or more than decently well in the game against Afghanistan. Even the Asia Cup was quite handy, especially in the death overs. You bowling those Yorkers, slow balls. It was exceptional. Here comes Jaden Seals. Probably the height. Just should be a single.
Well, singles will do it for now, but they've got to do it on a regular basis. Just going back to the squad, I think one of the main reasons for that was the Saifuddin is a pace bowling all-rounder. They opted for the pace bowlers in the all-rounders department. They seem to have preferred the selectors, the spin bowling all-rounders to Saifuddin. Yeah, you're right. I understand your thought process. And maybe that's the thought process of the selectors in leaving him out.
Covering all bases, Shamim, having options. I spoke in the earlier scene with Athar Ali Khan regarding not having that out-and-out all-rounder as a seeming all-rounder. Saifuddin has been in the system for a long time and been trusted. Just that having different options in different games would be handy, especially in the subcontinent.
Indeed, and the options now running out for Bangladesh as they chase 10.73. Just another quick look at that. No genuine all-rounders, as you mentioned, but Nasir Ahmed, also no mug with the bat. They can wheel the willow. Rishad Hussain can play the cameos, and Bangladesh will be hoping that he can do that if needed today.
Just on the subject of all-rounders, I think Rishad Hussain as a spinning all-round is a great prospect going to the future. Still relatively young in international game. Certainly has what it takes to shine in international cricket. But if you look at the top sides around the world, in subcontinent, if you take an example, we got Hardik Pandya for India, Faim Ashraf for Pakistan, Dasun Shanaka for Sri Lanka. So I think that's where the balance comes. I mean, batting at number 6, 7 can bowl 4 overs, if not at least 2, 3 overs, but handy with the bat. Brings in the balance, isn't it?
Talking about the balance, it will be a balance between some powerful shots and regular scoring. They've got 3 singles in this over. It's not going to do. Something's going to give. Have to throw caution to the wind. Take a few chances. Oh, no, that's... maybe he'll say that it was intentionally played, but safely enough for another single.
This man on screen with the ball and especially with the bat, in my opinion, the cameos did make the difference. 26 of 13 deliveries in the first ODI, couple of lusty hits towards mid-wicket. Long. And certainly even in the last ODI, Shamim Chaudhary was exceptional, Rishad.
And maybe that is the reason why that it has tilted in the favor of the spinners, with the wickets prepared, conducive to spin rather than pace, particularly in Dhaka. They're not allowing the Bangladeshi batters freebies. Call for the second one. Here's the throw. Chance of... Oh, there was an opportunity missed. If he gathered it, here's a corner.
Jaden Seals did everything right when it comes to basics. Soon after the follow-through, he ran back to be behind the stumps to take the bails off. Awkward bounce. There you go. He comes back behind the stump. Does the basics right and made batters the most. He misses the ball. Got to be said at the international level, those got to be taken. It's good to see the young man with the big fast ball of his follow-through to have the presence of mind. Come back to the stumps, and unfortunately for West Indies, he missed the ball.
It's thrown very, very quickly and very hard, because we know the ball's now got a bit of moisture on it, not easy to grasp. More intent on throwing down the wicket rather than grabbing the ball first, cleanly. But close shave here. Need all the luck in the world for the moment for the Bangladeshi batters. Struggling. Oh, catcher is the call. Oops! Second grab. He's got it. Oh, we've seen some tremendous catches. He can afford to smile. It's popped out of his hands, jumped away, caught it on the second take, and another wicket goes.
Slow ball bounce, nicely disguised, and now with Ridoy, probably wanted to get over the middle fine leg fielder. That was there to be put away. Unfortunately, found the field at fine leg on the second attempt. Perhaps the prize figured off with Ridoy, and Jaden Seals was brought back into the attack by Shea Hope, wanting a wicket, to want to break through. And he has done it in style, dismissing Ridoy. He's gone for 28. 77 for 6 Bangladesh. Sliding down. Another 89 need of 48, and yet the man in form, Rishad Hussain, not to be seen. In comes Nasum Ahmed at number 8 for Bangladesh. Strike rate of 94, best of 19, and he's here because Sawid Udoy was grabbed the beauty at short fine leg.
He was indeed. Look at that. Didn't quite middle it. That's why it went to the field. Could have gone over. But what a recovery. Second bite at the cherry. Slipped away, is conscious enough and alert enough to go for that second grab, and the smile of relief. Oh, that's so nice to see. Bangladesh really struggling here.
Akil Hussain cannot do anything wrong, can he? He's coming to bowl his last over now. Nice and flat. Should be just a single, just an all that long on, beg your pardon. For 20 in his 3.1 overs, he's been exceptional, Akil.
Very impressive, to say the least. Look at the batters versus balls below 125 clicks, and the wickets, well, there are some in that 8 to 10 meter area, the good length areas, that they have been one short, but it's all below 125, so they're really struggling to try and use their bats, the power of the bats, to get the balls away.
Runs on the board, Shamim.
I think that makes a huge difference for his West Indian side. Was packed with experienced players in the T20 setup. Against the side against Bangladesh, who have done really well in the recent past. Certainly bought the game. Nasu Mohammed off the mark with a single.
No surprise, Akil Hussain into his fourth over, 2 for 21. The ball's going to grip a little bit more. At the same time, if it gets a little moist on the outfield, it might be difficult to grip. But with Nasu Min, well, it's going to be tough for Bangladesh to reach that target. Require 11.35 from now on.
And someone has to play a blind rough knock, isn't it? Even the man in form, Rishad Hussain, yet to come, possibly at number 9. Funny things happen in cricket, Shamim. Turn again, bowling into the pitch.
That's been the essence, bowling into the pitch, really keeping that line going consistently, and then the little variations in pace, something to lull Bangladeshi batters into a false sense of security, particularly in the early part of the innings when they thought they'd blast everything out of the ground. But you know, bowlers are pretty clever and they know your mindset, they can outsmart you, and Bangladesh have fallen into that trap on more than one occasion.
I mean, the last time Bangladesh won the series against Afghanistan, they won all 3 games chasing. So one may question. Good, decent serve. That's an outside edge. Probably Shea Hope, he'll consider himself unlucky that he couldn't get onto it. That's probably the under edge. Quicker. Akil Hussain. Yeah, confirmation. It's a top chance.
Oh, you're being too harsh. That really went very quickly. Yeah, he thought the skipper might have had some gloves on it. It went very, very quickly.
Just to bring up the point, Shamim, 42 for 4 in the power play. You're chasing down a score of 166. You got to slay the foundation. That's what Bangladesh missed today.
Yes, indeed. That's what the point I was mentioning. They got a little carried away. I think there's a little bit of overconfidence in the manner in which they approach this innings. Just can't afford to do that in cricket.
On the leg side, and the protector guide comes into play, not given a wide, and Akil Hussain finishes his spell, 2 for 22 of his 4, 80 for 6 after 13.
It's been really consistent. The fall of wickets, 16, 29, 38, 41, 57, 77. You'd say that Bangladesh are consistently inconsistent, and that's been the massive problem they've had to face. Well, this is the Dutch-Bangla Bank series, and as we see the wide being given, the Dutch-Bangla Bank is the first European joint venture bank in Bangladesh and a pioneer in the banking sector of Bangladesh in terms of customer trust and confidence through transparent and pure banking.
Low ball bouncer, gone all raw for Omar Ship at the very first ball. He has to be really careful with the length with Widoff in the circle. It's a better line and good shot straight down the ground. Raman Powell from long on. He does the fielding, certainly. So only one thing in Kanzim Hassan Shakib's mind.
Well, that would be boundaries now. 15 balls since last boundary. They're running out of overs, they're running out of balls, and this is the time when the West Indian bowlers will tell themselves, let's lure them, let's entice them into playing the big shots. There are fielders all around the ground in various positions waiting for a miss hit to happen.
Change the feel of the big shot by Tanzim. Third man comes into the circle, and Big Jason Wonder from mid off drops back to long off. He's
Good length bounce as well, zipping through to the gloves of Shea Hope.
Not the quickest of deliveries, just 128 clicks, but the manner in which it's skidded off, you can feel the effect of the dew on the wicket. This is the problem. Engaging, just the length. Is standing his ground, taking one leg away, but that length, the shot tried, not on that length. Needed to move back.
Shot, picks it up, and into the stands it goes. Rocket 6, 4 mid-wicket for Tanzim Hassan Shakib.
And the crowd erupt here. They haven't had very much to cheer about. Tanzim Hassan Shakib is showing the way. They need more of those. And this is done to a nasib. Look at that. Just help the ball on its way. Use a little bit of the angle. Didn't try to hit it too hard. Pick up shot. One of the best.
Like Jahangir got Tanzim Hassan straight away after hitting the 6. He didn't even bother to watch where the ball was sailing. This crowd will be hoping more from Tanzim. Slow ball again. Fine leg in the circle. Inside edge or the thick outside, inside edge will be gone. But certainly a Nexus Bay boundary after 6 by Tanzim.
Couldn't be better. Didn't need a bit of luck. He was very bold in going for that shot, taking the left leg away, shaping to play around the square leg area, squirts it away, backward, through the 5-leg unprotected area for a very, very welcome boundary. Need more of those. It's been a big over. 13 runs, a couple of balls left.
Then delivery went for a 6. Slow ball went for a boundary. What's next by Rob Shepherd? Yorker. Tanzim Hassan Shakib turning it on. Another Nexus Bay boundary.
জাহাঙ্গীর ভাই, কেউ আপনাকে ফোন করছে। জাহাঙ্গীর ভাই, কেউ আপনাকে ফোন করছে। জাহাঙ্গীর ভাই, কেউ আপনাকে ফোন করছে।
He sure is. And is dancing in the aisles. And I thought that was about the best. You're talking of the variations of the ball. This was a widish Yorker. It's a manner in which he dug it out, maybe toe-ended it, squirts it away. Placement perfect. Oh, the runs are starting to flow. And the crowd feels maybe this is over. We'll turn things around for Bangladesh.
Nothing wrong with the delivery. I thought it was a perfect Yorker by Romari Shepherd. Caught the 8th boundary of the innings. And by far the most expensive over in this innings. 17 and 1 ball remaining. Slow ball bounce up. Hitting the gap. Mid-wicket fielder. That's the fielding, and just a single to end the 14th over. 98 for 6.
জাহাঙ্গীর ভাই, কেউ আপনাকে ফোন করছে। জাহাঙ্গীর ভাই, কেউ আপনাকে ফোন করছে। জাহাঙ্গীর
After 14 overs, identical score, but Bangladesh have lost 3 more wickets extra. Remember, West Indies in the last 5 overs, Shamin scored 64. That was the biggest difference.
Yes, indeed, and they need to replicate that, and maybe that has been started in the previous over, 17-run over by Tanzim Shakib.
KBA into the attack. He wanted thing for sure. He's not going to fight the ball. He's going to fire it in. Look at it. Look at it. He's 94.8 the first ball.
Yeah, not a surprise. I mean, he's seen the mood that Tanzim is in at the moment, so he's not going to even try and flight the ball. But then again, you never know the psyche, the mindset of the bowler. After expecting flatter deliveries, you might just say, I'll just lob one, give it some air.
Oh, done. Beautifully done by Kiripia. Turn and bounce. Comprehensively beaten.
At 8 clicks, when you get that turn and bounce, that is exceptional bowling.
That too with a wet ball, Shamim. Look again. Down the ground. No timing. Yes, and all the field that long on just keeps it for a single.
Well, they've got to do that. I can understand what is going through his mind. That was superb timing. The pickup, the manner he went, that was maybe a little lucky, but this was electric. Yes, the few end of the bat to a very good delivery. Whitish Yorker. The runs started to flow in the previous over, but just the single so far in this over. What is Nasim going to come up with?
কেন রে আমি কিছু বুঝি না তোর কার খেয়েছি রে হ্যাঁ লাগবে না লাগবে না এখন গোবে আরে হইতে না রে আসলে যাবে নকার খেতে বসে তাহলে কি কোন লাগে রে দাম ভালো নয় তো খারাপ খারাপই তো আমি তো খারাপ বিভাগ থাক আমার খারাপ তো খারাপই থাকে কোন মিস পাইছে তোর ভালোই তো রাহি করতে হে কি কইছে এটা হ্যাঁ কাকে পাবি না বাড়িতে এটা আমি মনে করতে হবে মাথার খেয়াল খেলাইস না প্রয়োজন আমি কি চালু করছে গো তাহলে
What a time it has come. It's just when the runs have started flowing. Look at this shot. It's like a struffle, a straight pull right down the ground. He's just made sure it was wide of anybody, and nobody had a chance to stop that.
Slightly 57 of 31 needed. Masoom and Tanzim Hassan Shakib, they are striking the ball pretty cleanly. Last ball, changing the angle, KDPR coming round the wicket. Down the leg side, has to be called a wide, and it is called a wide.
Well, and a wide always brings out the surprises to finish an over. It turned out to be a good one when Mustafiz bowled a wide for the West Indian batters. What's it going to do this time?
Down the leg side and calls again. Close to the protector guide, but I still feel that was outside the protector guide.
Even then, 2 and 2, it's got 2 precious runs. Not only that, an opportunity to maybe finish this.
জাহাঙ্গীর ভাই কেউ
Over on a high.
Yorker. That's a good finish. Strong comeback by KDPR. 15 overs done, 111 for 6. Bangladesh in terms of runs are ahead in the power play. The problem is the wickets. But the time between 7 and 15 they've been good, especially the last 2 overs. 31 runs in the last 2 overs. Partnership is worth 34 of 21. Last 2 overs have been very good. In comes Jason Holder. Trying to be cheeky. You know why? Because there were 2 fielders at short third and short fine. So he's eyeing to scoop it over the top of the infield. It's turning out to be a really good innings from Tanzim Hassan Shakib, 32 of 24. Good evening, Samuel Badri.
Hello Atta, hello everyone. 54 from 29. Remember West Indies scored 64 in the last 5. Lots of 6s struck from Rahman Powell in the last couple overs. Do they have the firepower, Bangladesh, to match that, given that they're 6 down? This partnership though has been good. 35 from 22. Nasum is capable of the big hits. They need a few. Tigers. Intelligent batting. He knows that the mid-off is in position, so he just swats it over in that direction for 4. No change in field as he changes length. Bowler will pick up a single and get to the right hand on strike. Also, the right hand left hand combination has worked in Bangladesh's favour. With that single, the partnership now worth 40. So certainly this partnership raised some hope for Bangladesh. 49 from 27. Possible. Yeah, one of the things that stands out though, huge disparity, is the number of 6s hit, something that the West Indians have been known for during their period of dominance. They hit 11 6s as compared to 4 so far. Really went after it. The full toss up wide outside the off stump, and he misses it. But these are the deliveries that they need to put away, which can get that equation even in their favor a little bit better. 49 from 26 now.
They picked up a boundary in this over, so 6 of the first 4 deliveries. Again, it's short and wide, but that will be taken, and it is. So Roshan Chase take the catch, and Tanzim Hassan Shakib has to go back to the pavilion.
Some dancing from Jason Holder, another one for him. Sticking to his plan, has the fielder in that position just for that shot. Pace off, so doesn't have the pace to go over the boundary. There's celebrations from Holder. The set batter goes for 33. 117 now for 7.
Yeah, Jason Holder picking up another wicket, and in comes Rishad Hussain. And then we'll have to wait and see what he has to offer tonight. Bangladesh do need him to fire up with the bat. Last ball of this over. It's a full toss, low full toss. They're thinking about the second. Nasum very quick, comes back quite nicely. The 2 runs to finish the over, 8 and a wicket in that over. After 16, Bangladesh 119 with 7. For 3 in reply. Bangladesh 119 for 7, 47 of 24. The last batter to get dismissed was Tanzim Hassan.
Yeah, good from Jason Holder and the West Indians. A clear plan. Feel well set. Don't you love it when a plan comes to fruition? Jaden Seals back into the attack now.
Yeah, swing and a miss. The required run rate is above 12 runs in an over, so both behind to pick up an early boundary to let the pressure off them, but the first one turns out to be a dot.
Yeah, only the second T20I for Jaden Seals. It's his first wickets in this format. Starts off with a slower ball. Look for that leg cutter or off cutter to the left-handed batter.
Has he timed it nicely? Yes, he has. The Nasum is turning out to play a nice little cameo here.
Yeah, he's now gone past his previous best in T20Is. Nasum tugs it wide. Just middle it as well as he would have liked. Just one bounce nonetheless. They need a few more of those. 43 from 22, but they're 7 wickets down.
And now the run rate comes down under 12 runs in an.
It's always
The ball, the West Indies. But don't forget the effort they put with the bat. the last 3 overs. Jason Holder round the wicket to the left-hander, and that partnership of 83 in 48 deliveries between Powell and Shahab really set the tone, set the course for a winning total. And when you come back, you look at that partnership. It started well. Remember, it was the openers who set a good foundation when they added 59. Yeah, they took a little bit time. 23 from Hope and King, but Athanase and King. But what about Hope and Powell? Was brilliant. Four in the gap.
They're always risky bowling that pace with that field. Thick outside edge and beats the fielder to his left. Races away for 4. Yeah, they need boundaries. They need a flurry of them. Nothing Jaden Seals can do there. Too far left of him. Yeah, for much of the West Indian innings, Ata and viewers, they looked as though they would get 140, 145. It was that last few overs.
Rishad Hussain perishes. And it looks like, yep, it is again. You can't keep him away from the game. Rahman Powell takes another catch. The holder now goes on to take his 3rd wicket. And Bangladesh 129 for 9.
Yeah, increases his tally of wickets in 2025 in this format. Jason Holder, already the leading wicket taker for the West Indies this year. 3 more to his 21 previously. No fireworks from Rishad tonight. 129 for 9.
Mustafizur Rahman in 10, and they beat Bangladesh in 2018. But in between they played away. They played in West Indies, they played elsewhere also. Well, Bangladesh managed to win, but at home, this is another win which will give them an opportunity to go and try to win the series.
Yeah, remember too, it's been a struggle from a West Indian perspective in this format. Only 3 wins in 15 matches this year. They've lost a series of bilaterals in the lead up to this one.
Well, that's gone all the way for 6 from the bat of Taskin Ahmed.
136 for 9.
turning out to be a winning total here. They have 2 more overs left. Bangladesh required 30 from 12 deliveries with only a wicket in hand. Jaden Seals for his 4th over, but the last ball of the previous over went all the way for a big 6. Yeah, very good from West Indies. You mentioned about their recent losses. It's so very difficult. Even at the toss, I asked Shade Hope, and how do you manage to uplift the morale of the team with the results not going your way? It's a process, and you have to have that sort of a belief that yes, new day, you wake up to look to do some positive stuff. And surely today, winning the toss and batting first to go and post that total was very impressive indeed.
The little pause in play might be the peel or the stump. So we'll have to get a replacement here. You're right, Arthur. West Indies have lost 4 out of the 5 bilateral series that they've played this year in 2025. And if we stretch that back a little further, they've lost 7 of the last 8 that they've played. So that man right off screen, Darren Sammy, wants to get back into winning ways. We know that the T20 World Cup is just a few months away. So if they can solidify what their best combination is, that's what they're trying to do in these conditions, so that when they head off to that World Cup, everyone is in a much better position and they know their roles with a certain level of clarity. That man as well, his captaincy record has been dismal, so everyone is trying and searching for improvements, incremental improvements. It's only the first game though, but you want to start off with a win.
Yeah, as a team you want contribution from each and everybody. Not every game Hope or maybe Robin Powell not going to score runs, but there are others. Someone like Athanase or Brandon King and company will have to put their hands up. Okay, fine, tonight it's my night. I'm going to make it count. He's been outstanding. Even that win, the tied match, he was there for a very long time to ensure that they get close to the target in that one-day international series in Dhaka, Mirpur. Well, this might just get over. What? Ball's in no man's land.
Taskin would argue that's perfect placement. The 3 fielders were convergent and it fell in the middle of all of them. None of them got even remotely close. Looking to heave that one for 6, and just look at that. Equidistant from all of them.
Do you think this is the right combination for West Indies, Samuel Birdie?
The outside edge just over the field. That short third, Romario Shepherd. A fortuitous boundary, but that's what you get at this stage of the innings. Smiles from Mustafizur.
Yeah, with that boundary, the score moves to 142 for 9. Just think whether Bangladesh had few wickets in hand. Not the case. 24 from 8.
Yeah, to answer your question, they've been searching for a wrist spinner. A couple have emanated from the Breakout League, a domestic tournament. This time it's placed delicately for a couple. They also have Gudakesh Moti, who has been brilliant in this format, left out today for Gary Pierre. So they usually go into a contest with 2 left unorthodox. They've been also searching for solidity at the top of the order. Shehop himself has opened in the recent past that series against Australia. So they have a few options, still trying to find out which is the best 11 to take the field. That's the importance of these matches, giving players an opportunity in different positions.
That's a good shot. A bit of a footwork in the deep. Allowed the batters to cross over for 2 runs. 10 in that over. The 19, 146 for 9. Good performance from the West Indies. It's a 3-match series. It looks like they're going to go one up in the series. Bangladesh required 20 from last 6 deliveries. Mario Shepherd. And the attack. Big heave on the offside, gets a bottom edge. It just shows it, if you can just hold on to wickets earlier on, it can be a different ball game altogether. And that's what the Bangladesh players, Bangladesh top order, the team management, we need to understand and grasp the situation. You can lose 1 or 2 wickets, fine, but you just simply cannot afford to lose more in the power play. If you do, then the result is right in front of you.
Another extra. 7 in the innings now, including 5 wides. And Mario Shepherd himself will be looking to improve his returns in this phase of the innings. It's a role that he's been given quite often before the West Indies. So what you want to do, even though that this game is for all intents and purposes sewn up 18 from 4, you still want to put yourself in a position as though the game is on the line. That's how you improve. Put yourself under that pressure. Nail those Yorkers so that it becomes part of your DNA. In a pressure situation, you can execute and deliver.
They've outplayed Bangladesh in all departments of the game. Bangladesh, if you look back what they've achieved by winning 4 series on the trot, never easy. When you come up against any team, because you need to be at your best, no matter who you play, where you play. Yes, you're playing in home conditions, so you probably know a thing or two more than your opposition. Probably it's gone sailed over, but it looks like they might have just hit the stumps with its heels.
Yeah, I think he did step on the stump. Taskin looking to go deep in the crease. He absolutely nailed it. But guess what? It doesn't count. And in fact, he's been dismissed. And that's the end of the innings. This is very peculiar. Everyone seems to be a little bit shell-shocked. Yeah, look how deep he gets. Steps on the stumps and then absolutely nails it for 6. Yeah, smashes it out of the middle of the bat. That's perhaps the best shot that he's played in his career. But it doesn't count. Anticlimactic end. Bangladesh dismissed in 19.4 for 149, and West Indies take the first of this 3-match series by 16 runs. Taskin, the last man, dismissed hit wicket for 10.
Yeah, excellent win for West Indies. They go one up in a 3-match series. Scoring 165 for 3 and going on to defend it and winning in the end by 16 runs. So congratulations to West Indies. It's a performance that will inspire them to do even better next time around. We've already spoken about what they have achieved in the recent past, the matches, the series that they've lost. But they've started this series in the winning ways. Handshakes all around. Roughman Powell was excellent with the bat, was also very good in the field. He'll be a very happy and a pleased man, Darren Sammy.
Yeah, especially after that thrashing in the one-day international series. But what a moment for Roughman Powell, his 100th T20I. A remarkable win for the West Indies, and we mentioned the hurricane that's heading to Jamaica, so something for Jamaica and the West Indies to at least smile about, and we continue to pray for the citizens of the country who brace for imminent danger. Roughman Powell and no doubt his family members back at home, but these guys too have something to ponder. Not the start that they would have wanted. The series is still very much alive, just one game out of 3, so anything is still possible. The effort from Bangladesh with the bat, we mentioned those wickets that were lost in the power play, 4 of them. Kredoy got 28, Tanzim top scored with 33 of 27, and some cameos at the end, but they fell short by 16 runs in the end, dismissed in 19.4.
Yeah, losing 4 wickets in the power play, and thanks to that wonderful bowling display, Jason Holder, who is right at the top of T20 international wickets for West Indies, once again coming out with flying colours with 3 for 31. 3 wickets to Jaden Smith. I thought he bowled really well also, playing only his second T20 international. 2 for 22. Akhil Hussain, who started really well. Look at that economy rate, and everybody among the wickets. Right, that's the match summary. West Indies winning the toss and deciding to bat first, 165 for 3 in reply. Bangladesh bowled out for 149, giving West Indies a win by 16 runs. We'll take a short break and we'll come back with the presentation.